one of those people
Good
that call
morning.
and check up on me, make sure the family's good, make sure I'm good.
So, I'm in good spirits this morning. I don't have anything bad to talk about. I do want to share the yesterday's conversations. Of course, today is Wednesday. I did my Motivational Monday, but today is Wednesday. I want to say today is my Wise Wednesday, where I get to appreciate the wise moments I had in my life. So, yesterday I had 3 different conversations that really it had me laugh, but I had to appreciate myself and evaluate myself at the same time. So the first conversation I had was my patience. Like, bro, me waiting on other people, I have no patience with that. And I'm not supposed to have patience I am supposed to have some patience, but the patience I'm supposed to have with people, I don't. And it's like, yeah, like, if you ain't on time, if you're not an on time person, or you take your time type of person, man, that grinds me. But dealing, I guess, with my mama, me coming up, my mom was always the late person. It's like, Ma, we can't be on time for nothing. She always told me, you want to do something important, get there early, which she always did. But when it came to like other stuff, like going out to eat, I guess running to the store, her way is she doing it because she don't really she like doing stuff, but she don't like being in public. So she really like fast and go, know what you want and get out type of person. Until she get it somewhere like Walmart, and it's like, come on, Ma, I have no patience for this. But now, dealing with other people, because of dealing with my mama, dealing with other people, it's like, I see that I ain't got no patience. Like, I got patience as far as raising my kids and dealing with certain stuff when it comes to my kids, and dealing with like people, working with them and training them. I got all the patience in the world when it's me helping somebody. But it's me waiting on them to help me. Whew. Yeah, that's a struggle. Like, yeah, I realized that yesterday. But the person that I'm talking to and dealing with, well, he's not dealing with me no more, but the person I do my transactions with, I'll call them, he let me know that yesterday. He like, I know you ain't got no patience for shit. That's something you need to work on. My bad, I know I'm on your time. And it's like, bro, I'm really that bad with my patience. And he was like, hell yeah, you try to get shit done for you because, bro, your attitude. And it's like, I got you, fam. So because of that, yeah, I realized my patience level is horrible. Another conversation I had that cracks me up, but it had to be said. I love teaching my kids to be honest, and I love when they are honest to me. I'm like their worst critic, but I reassure my kids. I might be mean sometimes, but I will joke with them and let them know, like, it's okay. And then if it's a serious matter, I get in their ass completely. But I also sit them down once everybody calm down, and I talk to them. I want to hear their side and how they feel, versus me just assuming like they're gonna be all right and it's just tough love. No, I could be a little harsh, so I talk to them. And because of that, we had a conversation about kids, and I was talking to Kajayla and my sister Nisha, and we were talking about kids, and Kajayla was like, I don't want no kids. And I'm like, we all say that. It happens. This is why I tell you to be focused. Don't let them boys take your mind off your books unless you're ready for what comes with it. So she was like, right, Ma, because you always tell me how I was your oops baby and Kennedy was your surprise. And it's like, that is true. But don't want her saying it like that. I ain't like the way that was said. So I know she didn't like the way I've said it. So because of me evaluating my feelings and how it made me feel, it made me think about how it made her feel, me telling her she was my oops baby. But I do want her to realize, like, just because you make a mistake in having a kid at the wrong time don't mean that kid itself was the mistake. She was my blessing. I ain't gonna cap. Kajayla was my birthday present. She was like everything that got my mind to wanting to do different, because it's like, shit, I got this little girl. I didn't mean to have her, but I don't want her to feel no type of way about being here. I want her to know all the times that I love her. I will always want her. I never want to get rid of her. It will always be love. And because of that, I try to be honest, like open, like all that, because I don't want her to feel that unwanted void, because I deal with a kid and I don't know his struggles, because I don't sit down and talk to him like I do my kids. I ask him to be honest, but I don't ask him to be open about his feelings, and I need to do that more. So I'm going to evaluate the way I tell my kids they got here, because they do know I only planned one of my children, which was my son. We sat down and we planned him. He did come after the time frame we wanted, but he was planned. I would never take that away from him. Kennedy was my surprise. She was my wake up. She was my, oh, this shit ain't gonna happen no more. She was my kicking ass, because I really wasn't in a position to have her, but I'm so thankful that I went through the steps to have her, because this was the thing with Lucy and why I feel the way I felt. When I found out I was pregnant with her, I was pretty much 5 months pregnant. I was 4 really, because I was 19 weeks and a day. And I tried to hide it from my family. Well, I did hide it from my family, because I knew I wasn't ready for no third child. I knew I was going to the clinic to get rid of her, because we couldn't afford another kid. And what made me come up with the conclusion to get rid of her was because they told me if I was to vaginally deliver her, it would be a 50-50 chance of one of us not making it out of there. The further I went in my pregnancy, they let me know it's not a 50-50 chance. If you vaginally deliver this baby, one of y'all will not be coming out. I made the decision to get rid of her to save myself the hassle and the going through that hurt. And when I got there, they hit me with the 590. Now to y'all saying like, it's not nothing. I explained this story about Lucy before too, but to myself, I had to detail that, because I had to remind myself that I made the executive decision to keep her. Also made a decision to get cut open just so I could keep her. And if I ever had to make that decision again, I would have never went to that clinic to get rid of her. I would have stuck with my second decision from the beginning. And because of that, I have my surprise baby. So I don't want her to be hurt when I say she was my surprise, because I didn't want her, but I kept her. And I made sure I was harder on myself for keeping her than I was on her. So yeah, she's my love baby. She's my change. I love her. But I'm going to make sure I find new words to let her know that I did make a mistake. And it wasn't on accident. I knew what I was doing going into it. I was in a relationship when we were at odds when she were made, but I was in a relationship. When I found out I was pregnant with her, I wasn't. But that's what made me make it better for her. So yeah, with that, I just want to just think about the way I say things to my kids versus other people, because I don't want to damage my kids in the most hurtfulest way. And if I do, I want to be able to talk it out with them so I can be accountable and hold accountability for the shit I say and do to my kids. I want them to see both sides like I do, but I want them to be mindful that it's really about their feelings at the end of the day. And no matter who they is, their feelings should be should nobody dismiss or disregard their feelings. And that's ultimately like why I'm changing the way I say how they got here. So when I sit down with the other two and I explain the story, it's a little bit better. And they can thank Kangela for that. Because, yeah, the way she said it and the way I said it was very harsh. And I get it now. My mind is open. I'm listening. So, yeah, y'all know this is my morning to get ready for work. So I'm gonna end this last little part with the third conversation I had, because I talked about the kids and my patience. I want to talk about me evaluating my little brother, because he is the only boy in the house, and it's hard on women trying to get boys to listen and do right. They need another man to give them that love that us women are giving them. This is why they have the hardest time finding a woman they really love, because they just be trying to hold on because they so damaged. They be surprised somebody like them, and I don't want that for my brother just as well as I don't want that for my kids. So I'm gonna take the time when I'm working on my kids to work on my brother too. So very soon I'm probably gonna spend my day I supposed to spend with my boy, I'll spend with the boys, and I'll spend that time talking to that second teenager that we got, because he is a part of us, and that is my brother. I don't look at him no different. He's my brother, and I'm gonna treat him like I treat my kids. I do as far as chores, but the talking and the being open and the mental, now that I know the difference with men and I'm dealing with men and I see the struggle, I want to connect more to my brother. Let him know he is loved. We might not be biological, but we still blood. Like, that's my cousin. But I've raised that boy from the time we got him out the hospital to now. So he's one of my kids. And that's how I view him. That's why I'm hard on him, because he's one of my sons. Like, I see him as my brother, and I always call him my brother, and I love him as my brother, but all my sisters and brothers is my kids too. And yeah, he a boy that I have to send out into the universe. So I'm responsible for what he go out there and get himself into and involve himself into. And I'm mindful. So yeah, I'm going to be just as hard on him as I am my kids. Now, how he got here, I can't really explain. But him being a mistake, I will want to make sure and reiterate that I do not hate him. I love him just as well as I love my kids. But I'm going to be harder on him because society is harder on him. And I know he don't listen to me as a woman, but he will get that same structure from another man, and once he find it, he gonna think of me. And when he doing something, I want to be his conscience too, like my kids. Like, I want him to come out the same deal with the same information as my kids. I don't want it to be divided as he trying to make it. But I know he a teenager, and I've been there before, so he hurting. This is why I'm gonna take my time, and while I'm healing myself, I'll make sure I bring the positivity out that man, so he won't, if he be anything in life, he won't have to worry about emotionally. He can go through his shit to himself and be able to communicate and hold accountability. Like, I want him to have the same morals, like I said, as my kids, and he will, because I'm going to work just as hard as I do on my kids. I'm going to spend that time with him too. Now I see it. I seen it before. It's just that he's not my kid, and I kept telling myself that, like, I can't be this hard on him. He's not mine, but he is mine. I could do not everything I do to my kids, I could do to him, but most of the shit, yeah, it applies to him too. Just because I want the same shit out of him, success. I don't want them out here broken and killing and fighting and violent. And he got it in him, and I'm trying to take it out of him. But yeah, I'm going to have to put him into youth programs, get him around men mentors, get his mind right with men, because I know I can't be that. But I can have that structure. So yeah, with that being said, me knowing where I'm evaluating and what I could fix and how I could be better, I'm going to end this here. But yeah, that's where I'm at this morning.